is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Jill, got any good news?
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse?
Such a fun boss fight. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me! Ah!
No. Barry?
Monster! Chains! Gun! Ineffective!
A family picture and some notes. Daddy attacked first. Mom attacked second. Inside red and slimy. Found mom again. When attacked mommy. She moved no more. She screamed. No, she moved no more. Mom, where? I miss you. Hi, this is Fluffbite. We're trying to fight our fears and survive. Alright, and last time we were in the house, we read a really spooky note. It was written by someone whose faculties weren't all the way there. And we're in this house that someone's living in. Oof. Hi, viewer. You came in just in time for Jill to take a nap. As we meet the great Lisa Trevor. Interesting, though. Oof. That's a lot of damage. Lot of damage. Always the Resident Evil trade, health or ammo. I know you can momentarily put her down. Green Herb can stay here, just in case. Huh. There's like apparently a window that you can look at her through. Or maybe it was just in a trailer or something. We saw someone in a video doing it. I know I heard a zombie. I actually should go back down because I want to get the Magnum before we go to the residence. Okay. I was trying to do the patented headshot, but, you know. These things happen. Okay, gotta make sure not to run, because then the birds will get mad at me. They don't like running, it really messes with their feng shui. It is nice to be scared in color, though. There's something written in the indentation. When the wind sweeps across the earth, stars will shine in the heavens. There's nothing unusual. Use? Okay. Mooncrest. Starcrest. And Suncrest. Funny how those I had enough space. Didn't exactly think about all the things that would need to be brought. Because you could do this with the one item slot. You just would have to do it one by one, which is like a lot more tedious. There we go. Use. And I think I'm okay with the fact that there's nothing else special here. It's just like a mechanism as opposed to like a puzzle. It's more key in the lock. A gun has been placed neatly inside. Oh, this is technically the same gun Barry has. It just, I don't know. I guess maybe it just hits different. Playing when we were younger, we legit was like, still want Barry's Magnum though. All right. Alright, Crow's having a whole conversation. Hey, don't let me interrupt. Just do your own thing. Live your life. It's funny, I forgot how to aim at everything. Because just being so deep in the RE2-ness. How much ammo do I have left? Can't wait to fight that Crimson Head later. Okay, so this still goes that way. Huh, I didn't recognize this little path. I can run in the grass? No, not really, it's a hill. Okay. Oh, that really didn't need to kill that zombie. That's okay. It'll be a fun time later. We'll do some cardiovascular exercises. Or I'll show him one of my new toys. Not looking forward to the walking across just to not get attacked by crows. But I don't want to risk running, making them attack me, and then they're just in fight mode anytime I have to come through here. Wow, that was a really threatening last screen before leaving. I had totally forgotten the path forks from this room, not from the path to Lisa's house. A selection of gardening supplies. There doesn't seem to be anything of use.
Jill to Brad, can you hear me? Shit, it's broken.
Damn. Hi. Oh, if I had my hand, I probably would be using to get the thingy. Okay. That's what we're doing now. Wasn't sure I had enough ammo to fully dispatch them. I mean, could have obviously used the Magnum, but That would have been kind of a waste. But at least I emptied out that shotgun. Because I wasn't going to reload it anymore because I have the better shotgun. But it was definitely going to be irritating to just know there's still ammo in it. You can hear the sound of a waterfall rushing in the distance. The way dogs are balanced in a Resident Evil game is always an interesting point. Like Resident Evil 5 dogs, like, could probably take the same amount of damage as dogs in this game, or maybe even a little less, but they have an insta-kill. Well, unless you get helped by your partner. I think it's the only game where dogs have insta-kills. Alright. We're doing this. Oh, I don't have ammo in this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this at all. Just seeing my character holding her firearm made me think, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot all these birds out of the air. And it's funny because, like, it's not like I don't have ammo, it's just not on my person. And I'm definitely not using a magnum on the birds, especially considering you might not always hit. Freaking snakes, don't poison me. Is it because I bullied your big sibling? Well, they bullied me first, and before that they bullied my friend, who they also ate. Wow. That was a cool shot. Ah, blue herbs. Blue herbs everywhere. I miss shield herbs already. So, we're in a new place. The place I actually put in the title of this stream. This is where we're gonna spend the stream. Oh, batteries. Batteries for Jill's toy. The Shocky one, not the other one. Okay, just wanted to make sure I have a blue herb. If anything goes sideways. Should just probably make a double herb mix. Lighter. Fuel canteen. Shotgun. Crank seems unnecessary. I'll fill it with kerosene, and I don't think there's anything else I definitely need. Oh, kerosene. You refilled your kerosene. And that can just stay on the ground in here. So many health items that I think I'll be okay. It's locked. Oh, right, spiders. I'm gonna try to kill the spiders with a knife because it should be doable. And a lot of times I just avoid the spiders altogether, and sometimes it's just like, ah, it feels like a waste of ammo. And I miss using a knife. Because a lot of Resident Evil vets will just be like, I mean, are you doing a challenge run? Why are you using a knife? For these games, obviously, like certain games, like Code Veronica, I found out, like, is actually pretty nice when it comes to knife play. As weird as that statement sounds. Whereas, RE1 and 2, the originals, or I should say, even this RE1, I had the perception of the knife being kind of sucky. I mean, I can't exactly say it's not sucky, but it definitely takes a particular kind of person. Oh. Ah. Haha. So I'm assuming I'm... Oh no, I'm just hurt. I thought I was poisoned. So it's an eyeball. A strange silhouette hovers in the reddish light. It could have some kind of meaning. Arm wrestling tournament. Well, looks like Umbrella employees had a lot of fun here. Bandage with blood. I don't see it, I just hear it. Its fuzzy footsteps growing ever heavier. Oh, hi. I'm mean. Some billiard balls. 2, 3, 4, 5 sits. There doesn't seem to be anything significant about the order, but there must be something to it. A strange silhouette hovers in the orange light. Could it have some kind of meaning? Ugh, it's the eyelashes that you have to count and figuring out what you want. Woo! Oof. Alright. That happened. And I'm fine. A green oil lamp, not lit. A strange silhouette hovers in the green light. Could have some kind of meaning. Probably. Okay, that was fun. But knife time is over. 'Cause I'm not fighting a zombie in this game with a knife. At least not in such tight hallways. Because if you have enough room, apparently, you can kind of do what I did with the spiders and just, like, go behind them a lot. There's a map of the residence. Take it. You got the map of the residence. There's a hole in the wall here. Room 02.
No, that wasn't part of our deal. But it's not necessary to destroy stars. What about my family? If I play my cards right.
I never realized this, but the audio was good enough for me to hear the other voice. I never knew that before because, of course, only Barry's vocals are subtitled. Wow.
Jill.
Barry, I heard someone talking.
Oh, you heard. I think age is starting to take its toll. Talking to myself is becoming a bad habit.
Talking to yourself? You alright? What's gotten into you?
I'm getting you worried, aren't I? But don't, I'm alright. I guess this creepy mansion has gotten to my nerves. Anyway, I think I'll go outside, get some fresh air for a change.
Barry.
Don't worry. I'm just going to get some fresh air. If I'm lucky, I'll get to waste some monsters along the way.
Gosh, Barry. Dealing with so much. Plant 42 report. 4 days have passed since the accident. The plant at point 42 is growing at an alarming rate. Although there are many unknown aspects about this plant, we know that in comparison to other group of plants, with the other group of plants? The T-virus has had a substantially stronger effect on this one. The T-virus has drastically morphed its host anatomy as well as its size. Looking at its current state, it's difficult to imagine its original appearance. Nowhere on Earth will you find anything like it. We've also found that Plant 42 has two main source of acquiring its necessary nutrients. One source is through its root. Somehow it has rooted itself down into the basement. Immediately after the accident, a scientist went mad and destroyed the aqua ring. Ever since, the basement has been like a pool. There's a high possibility that it's one of the chemicals in the water that's promoting the Plant 42's rapid growth. However, we have yet to determine the specific chemical. A bulb-like body of the Plant 42 has been sighted hanging from the ceiling of the first floor. We are sure that it used the air ducts to reach the first floor, and numerous long tentacle-like vines are protruding from the bulb. We believe the vines are the second means of its acquiring its nutrients. When the Plant 42 senses prey, it uses its tentacle-like vines to capture its prey. After doing so, suckers on the vine drain the prey of its blood. We've also noticed that it has some intelligence. When it captures its prey, or when it's inactive, the vines twine around the door to stop possible intruders. Unfortunately, several of our scientists have already fallen victim to this Plant 42. When we heard the stories from the survivors, they all observed one thing in common. When the uniform-like petal-like flaps open and reveals vital internals, it has a tendency to become more aggressive. One witness reported that it was as if it was trying to protect itself. Why it behaves the way it does is still unknown. May 21st, 1998. Henry Sarton. Okay. Plant 42, huh? And before I go down this mysterious hole, there's this door. Oh, I can't carry any more items. That sucks. It sounded like someone just came in here. I'll deal with the zombie in a second, because I have to go back, empty out my items before I go down, and also grab that key. It just makes more sense. This has been happening to me all day now. Excuse me. IM management is definitely a challenge. Oh, it's not that the hole in the floor won't allow me to pass. It's that if I walk on the floor, then Plant 42 will get angry and not allow me to pass. Vines whip out and hit you. Oh, right, knife. I was like, what else can I get rid of? And it's like, but I need the knife. It helps me with when I get grabbed. And it's like, no, daggers are for that. Mixing up Resident Evil games. How dare I? Alright. I have to say, the color coding of the STARS uniforms reminds me more of like Super Sentai than it does like typical police officers. Even in that time. Not that I'm complaining. Huh, guess I won't need to burn the body. Lucky me. Right, the key. Will you take the residence key? 001 is imprinted. I prefer Cyborg 009 myself, but 001 is a good model. There's a ladder here. Climb down? Yeah, why not? Whoever Barry was talking to would technically be down here. Well, actually, let me make sure before I start just pushing bots willy-nilly. I think this is the point where it's like, oh snap, there was like so much going on here. I mean, obviously, like hearing about the facility before, and then that last note especially is like, oh, yeah, this is a lot. And I guess also the itchy scratchy letter when it's talking about like the hazmat suits and like accidents in the like underground facility or whatever. Like actually seeing it is a whole nother thing. Now, although these boxes are only here as like a means for like there to be a puzzle, technically. It's kind of like, I mean, I would imagine this sense of like all these supplies, all this stuff they had, it would have to be shipped in from a place. And to think about what Umbrella does to people who know too many secrets, it's really interesting to think like how they got stuff delivered and how much stuff they would have tried to make I guess renewable. Oh, that's interesting. The controller vibrates as I move through the water because the water creates resistance, and it's like mimicking that, which I think is super cool. I just realized I might auto die here. Well, let's just hope I don't. Ooh. I really want to take a shot, but it might not be necessary. It might not be necessary. It is not necessary, but also don't know how long it damage is gonna do. Wow, my brain farted. Oh, this is locked. The words power room is written on the door. Guard room. I was gonna say, I don't know how much damage it takes to either stagger it or make it stop or kill it or whatever. Ah! This isn't... I can't hurt it. Good to know that's not useful. Ah! Okay. Wow, I really did this in a not smart order. But it is kind of an introduction to, oh, I need to come down here for reasons. So I have to deal with the plant. I'm pretty sure this door is locked from the other side. Yep. And I guess I was just so dang curious about what options I had down here. Because I knew there was a key to the door, but I knew the other door was unlocked, but I forgot that I couldn't do anything there. It was just like, yay, I've been introduced to sharks. It was that whole room's purpose now. Until later. Okay. It's locked. The door plate reads gallery. I have a key that says 001. Which I'm gonna have to climb the boxes to open. And I guess I'm about to go into my least favorite room in the house. You used the key for room 001. That has no further use. Discard it? Yes. Oh, trigger warning for suicide. Sorry I didn't give you as much warning as would have been useful, but yeah, this is the reason why I'm not a huge fan of this room. As a kid, not really fully having much knowledge other than sometimes people kill themselves. What the heck? Oh, the zombie came down. Pull out the plug. There's something inside the bathtub. Will you take the control room key? Hey, it's the key that I need. Toilet paper. They're very discolored. A well-polished mirror. I guess too bad that guy was infected, because otherwise that wouldn't have happened. Wow. It was so loud that the sound of his final breath totally made me think he was still alive because of the hitting the ground. Sound I didn't hear it. Wowzers. It's an old bookcase. The books are mostly concerned with literature and philosophy. Will you take the self-defense gun? Suicide note. June 22nd. I had to do it. We ran from those things, helping each other to survive, but Robert started to show the symptoms. I had to do it. Those damn things are pure evil. There was no other way. He would have done the same if it were the other way around. After I put him out of his misery, I had to just leave him in the bathroom. Now I'm probably the last one. How could this happen? I'll never forgive myself for being part of this project. Eventually I'll get what's coming to me, though. There's no way to escape from this nut house. It's just a matter of time now. Everything is set. All I need is a little courage to get it done. Knowing that I'll leave many things undone is regret beyond words. But this is better than just waiting to turn into one of them. Please understand, and at least let me in my life as a person. There's a message on the back. Linda, please forgive me. Yeah, that's tough. And I just remember being so floored by it, playing as a kid. It was literally, oh wow, this game must be like really mature and adult. There's a character who committed suicide. Obviously this is like mature. And I don't think it was necessarily handled badly, even now. But it's not like... As far as we know, this is a not depressed person having to deal with suicide. So it's not like... It's not the parallel of like what a lot of people go through. This is like an emergency situation. If anything, this is like someone jumping out of a burning building from the top floor when they realize they won't be able to escape, which is also messed up and terrifying. So like in terms of like that fear factor, like it's there. Okay. Weirdly, I guess I'll keep the book on me. And it doesn't feel necessary to bring much else because I've blown off a head of a zombie and I've burned the other two. So I shouldn't have to deal with any more zombies as far as I know, but I could be wrong. Even so. But also there's the self-defense gun thing. So I'm to assume that the zombie that was in the bathroom was shot with the self-defense gun by the guy who hung himself. Which makes sense. Maybe it was just the proximity in my life to playing this and also playing Silent Hill 2, and there being a part where you we're gonna start with where you start the game, not the main game, Born from a Wish, which is a side story. You start the game with a gun. There's a small self-defense gun with one bullet in it, and before you get control of your character muses about what they should do, if life is like something they should be pursuing right now. And it's just like, wow. Whoa. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Holding weapons makes you run slower. I was like, I'm not trying to kill them, so... Well, I'm not trying to kill them with my bullets. So I started to think, because of both of these games having those sort of things, that like if I was ever to find like a self-defense gun or like a lower caliber gun, that like it probably meant something dark. And even beyond that, just wow, I guess stories that have suicide in them are more likely to be horror stories, which is not technically true, but you know, it's something that's really tough to handle in fiction and handle in a way that's respectful, I guess, even of just like the people who don't have mental health issues but still like are put in that situation.
Emergency, unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
Oh, right. I need to do something with the oil or something, or the water will kill me.
Reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
Cannot drain. Pressure shelter. Release safety. The safety mechanism for this shelter has been released. So now I can pull the lever, right? Oil pressure loss. Restore oil pressure, then release the safety.
Reaching 50% of pressure threshold.
These switches control the oil and pressure valves. Push switch.
Activate emergency drainage system immediately.
Nothing happened. Nothing happens. Ah, okay. Now I have to release the safety again. Safety mechanism released.
Reaching 70% of pressure threshold.
Okay, pull. It's like, it was designed to be able to deal with the pressure probably, but also not sharks ramming it. They've been like increased by strength by the T-virus. Oh, now I can drain. Right? Drain the water. The water has been completely drained. Okie dokie. Alright. No need to panic. But I mean, I guess moving forward in life and realizing that, you know, most stories that are gonna have a death in it that's chosen by the character is probably gonna be in a way that's not as consistent with like what happens a lot. I mean, even watching something like Will Smith and I Am Legend was like, oh, okay. If you haven't seen I Am Legend, I guess spoilers for I Am Legend, that Will Smith like kills himself, sacrifices himself, so that like the cure for the zombie virus can like get out. And it's like, that's actually how suicide looks a lot in movies. It seems to be. And it's like, ah, yes, the tragic heroic sacrifice. I would say I'm sorry, Sharky, but you bit me several times. I think that's just actually getting out of here. I still need to do a thing. I thought maybe I needed to pick something up to finish doing the thing, but I'm not completely sure. I should just make sure I check. I'm glad the shark cannot bite me. Can I examine the shark? I cannot examine the shark. Because there's supposed to be a thing that I'm trying to get. Oh, yeah, it's right here. I didn't see the shining before. And now it fell in the water. Okay. I just didn't remember how to trigger this. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay. Residence key. It's the key to the gallery. Goodbye, Neptune. Goodbye, baby Neptune. Survival horror fandom is interesting. I mean, just being willing to put yourself in this, not just an experience like, oh, I am scared, like, you know, like watching a horror movie, but also being like, I want to have agency in a scary situation, with a chance that I could, or my character at least, could die gruesomely over and over again. It's like such an interesting thing to desire for an experience. And I guess it's kind of like wanting to spend time looking or experiencing things that are like scary or ugly or frightening is like kind of against like the normal human desire of like wanting nice things and things that like, I guess, directly and ostensibly make you happy. It's like counterintuitive. Because stuff like an action movie or like an action game, in the case of comparison, would be just, oh, I want to experience this thing. It makes me feel like good and maybe even empowered. Herb mix. Oh wow, I don't like that. I don't have a handgun on me, so it feels not great to just use a shotgun. But I will. For one freaking bee. Wow. So the hole where I grabbed the map from is where I'm gonna use this insecticide at, because the other side of that hole is their nest. And there's something, maybe a key, that I need from right above their nest. Freaking wasps. Angry bees, I tell you. Angry bees. I remember getting into horror to like get over my fear of watching horror. I'm just like, well, if I have fear of watching horror, why do I even watch horror in the first place? I was a kid and people around me sometimes would turn on a horror thing, but wouldn't like send me to bed or whatever, would just be like, well, it's up. Do you don't have to be in here, but this is what I'm watching on the only TV in the house. And it's like, oh, okay. And then I would have like nightmares and stuff, and I was like, I don't like this. I really don't like this. But it didn't feel like I had much of a choice, you know? And so between those two things and like seeing that there are people who did choose to deal with horror things on purpose, it was like, well, maybe I can enjoy these things. And like, I guess the empowerment part of like stuff like Resident Evil, where it's like, oh, I'm towards the end of the game, like I have this weaponry, I know what's going on, like definitely makes you feel different. I mean, just like people have been playing Resident Evil for years who want a scary Resident Evil game, but at the same time aren't scared by the earnest attempts at horror that the series makes now, like in Resident Evil Remake 2. That's just kind of like, well, it's kind of like sorry if this is an uncomfortable analogy, but like drugs with tolerances. You need something, you know, scarier and scarier, but it doesn't work the same way. It's not just like, I guess what you would call a sense of horror that's objective. The sense of horror would be like more nuanced, and like not everything is going to scare you the same way that it scares someone else, even if you both like horror a lot. The shelf is lined with red books. There's one white book sandwiched in between them. Take it? Organic chemistry lab experiment. The similarities in the cellular characteristics of the rapidly growing plant infected by the tyrant virus have been reported in previous papers. However, while repeating these experiments, an interesting new fact became clear. We learned that the chemical in the UMB family, UMB number 20, contains a compound that is toxic to the cells of the plant. We have given UMB number 20 a new name, V-Jolt. If calculations prove correct, Then, when V-Jolt is applied directly to the root of the plant, the entire plant should be dead within 5 seconds. The V-Jolt can be made by simply mixing the VP and UMB chemicals in a specific ratio. However, extra care must be taken when handling these UMB chemicals. They have been known to generate toxic gases if mishandled. The characteristics of each UMB chemical are as follows. Red, UMB number 3. Yellow, yellow sits. Green, UMB number 7. Orange, UMB number 10. JP 017, blue. V-Jolt, dark brown. So the ugliest color is the color we want, because the other ones look like Kool-Aid or something. It's kind of unfortunate. Okay. Oh, right, I have to finish this puzzle. Because I have the book that I've had on me for, like, ever. We read the books? Yes. And so, the thing with horror, I guess, as it was for us, was just kind of like partially to cope better with the fact that, like, we couldn't just choose to not experience horror any of the time. And also because there were interesting stories, and, like, you know, sometimes looking at something that's, like, makes you feel really strong emotions feels really good. And I think when finishing this the first time, not the game, this puzzle, was just like, oh wow, like, survival horror meshes really well with, like, this kind of creepy this creepy aesthetic of like love and death. Oh, the door refuses to open. I didn't want to be in here. Well, I didn't want to be in there yet. And now, that is really funny. Because that door wasn't closed. That's so weird. The lock mechanism for the door. Use it. It changes them to different colors that the eyes wear. But it doesn't tell you anything about the freaking numbers. I'm just gonna look it up. That's so sucky. I know I could look more, but even as a kid had trouble with that. I say even as a kid as if I did better as a kid than I do as an adult playing these games. Oh yeah, the billiards room. Literally the first thing that came up was at least for me, was someone forum posting about it, and someone was like, I'll give you a hint. Go back to the billiards room. And because they called it the billiards room, I totally remembered about the numbers. It was like 2, 3. Two, three, four, 5. But that doesn't make sense as a code, because there's 4 numbers, but you can't unhighlight. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. I gave it the old college try. Wow. There's so many people asking the exact same question. Oh, someone just gave every possible combination. Which is kind of hilarious. I guess that was also the point. Huh, first one worked. Okay. It was also that there were 5 numbers, so then discerning that it was from the 5 numbers was also kind of not great. Do I have enough space? I mean, I technically do, but it won't be fun. So I'm gonna go back out. And I need to set myself up for the boss battle anyway. Gosh, that part's annoying, at least. Not necessarily mixing the chemicals, but having the space to mix the chemicals. Don't want to be dumb, I guess. Also, I'll probably put the shotgun up so I can save it for stronger and more mobile enemies. Alright, here we go. Putting that up. Give me that. I will do handgun ammo. Will that just... No, it will not mix... Oh no, it did mix automatically. That's great. Let's just do that. And I'll take a blue herb as I'm leaving. Oh wow. Even more ammos. Don't want to combine them all since I can't separate them once they're combined. Yeah, and I have 4 slots. Okay, and I'll grab a blue herb just in case Plant 42 poisons me, which I don't think it can, but I am now afraid that it will. I think that like the feeling that I get in this house as opposed to the mansion is just like makes me feel a lot worse for the people who died, even though, you know, they contributed to the experiments that ultimately killed them. I mean, like doing things that like could kill you in terms of a job is like not unusual, especially not in capitalism. Can I combine that? Oh, yeah, I can. And I somehow haven't poison gassed myself. I'm wondering if it's just like there's one specific thing, and when you mix those 2 specific things, it makes the room unbreathable. Because if you fail, then you can't come back in here because there's no way to ventilate the room. Blue and red. Oh, I was so close to figuring it out myself. But I was getting stressed out. Booyah! V-Jolt. Examine. Looks gross. Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't want to run all the way down to the basement if I needed to just like... If she just throws it on it in a cutscene. Which would suck. Because I'm not trying to do this in a super fast amount of time, but at the same time it was like... You know, running back and forth isn't necessarily fun. And you don't necessarily need V-Jolt to kill it. Like, it doesn't auto-kill it anyway. It just weakens it. Less ammo. Oh! Fun. Long way. Forgot about the, the boxes and the water and the drainage. Which is funny because if you're coming down here with V-Jolt, it's always going to be that way because you need to drain the water to get the key. But going like all the way around like this is just so weird. And that makes me curious about like speedrunners and what's makes more sense as a speedrunner to just go straight for killing it without it and like making sure you have enough ammo to do so, or if you're just gonna if it makes more sense to do V-Jolt, considering how you're gonna have to spend time taking a slower path than you would otherwise. Oh, there's the other shark. Goodbye, Roots. You probably don't need the bottle anymore. Throw it away. Yep. Did I clear out my inventory then? Yes, it did. It looks like the control system for the water tank, but it's broken and can't be used. Oh, so it's actually literally only weakening the plant in here, no items. And there's nothing special inside. Okay. It's nice to be told specifically. And just to make sure there's no, like, extra room in here I'm forgetting it, is there? Nope. Just doors I already know. I just wanted to see if I could do it. I guess the side effect is I put it out of its misery. I mean, as far as I know about Resident Evil lore, no one's really asked to have the viruses in them that they do. Like, even Wesker, like, was administered it, or either Wesker was administered it as a child, and so it's like no one consented to this. I guess the exception would be with the Las Plagas. Krauser sought out a virus, or I guess BOW related way to healing an injury. Other than that, I'm pretty sure no one wanted that, even though a lot of people will end up having either been injected against their will, or sometimes even like injecting themselves with a virus that will transform them immediately, and then it becomes a boss fight, which feels just like kind of like a contrivance to make the villains that you fight not human if you have to fight them. I mean, in some cases it totally makes sense. In other cases it's just like, wow, this is just a Resident Evil trope now. Like playing Resident Evil 6 and seeing someone basically being shot with a virus that mutates them was just like, oh, I somehow expected this. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a red herb there. I could have grabbed that. Too late now.
What the hell is this thing?
Barry!
Jill!
Oof, that must have hurt.
I thought it was finished.
Yeah.
That was close. Thanks again.
Don't mention it. But what was that? What the hell's going on in this place?
Barry's great. I love you, Barry. Will you take the mansion key? Yes, I will.
Barry.
Something about that mansion still bothers me. But I think I'll stay here a little longer. We should split up again and investigate.
All right.
I love how he said that seconds after coming in to my rescue and saving me, like, you know, while being in the same room as me. Obviously, there's, like, reasons, but also I think it's kind of funny of kind of just, like, the situation that they're in, where, especially because Jill has reason not to trust Barry fully, even though he did just save her life, because he's been acting strange and it doesn't necessarily add up the way he's been explaining it. It makes sense that she wouldn't, like, call Barry out. It doesn't make sense to. They're also in a life or death situation. She hasn't even seen Wesker yet, so it wouldn't be...
Wesker.
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
I apologize. It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I understand. Anyway, it's good that you're safe.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation. Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
I agree.
There are still rooms in that mansion we can't get into because they're locked up. I've been looking for ways to...
Okay, if there's anything, I'll go back to the other mansion.
I'm counting on you.
Of course. I mean, I knew that cutscene was gonna happen, but the fact that I was talking about right when Jill does finally see Wesker again was just super funny. Come on, one more. There we go. And it's just satisfying. Didn't get anything out of squishing him. Oh. No more vines. Oh, I'm not gonna be in here anymore. So I really need to take these blue herbs. It also sucks because since I'll never have to come back here again, I won't need this kerosene. Well, at least I got a refill. Okay. And they're refilled. I think going back to the shotgun is probably a good idea. Don't need the first aid spray as much right now. Green red mix. Blue in case I get bit by a snake. And then... yeah. And I think I'm gonna need the crank. Crank, crank, crank. Awesome sauce. One of each herb. Ironically though, I just wanted this to cover the thingy. So, time to save. And we're gonna end this one. So thanks for watching. Hope you watch more I hope you keep yourself safe.